folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk. You're live.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And we got an exciting show today. And I guess I better get started, huh, Jeff?
Yep, we got a lot going on tonight.
Okay, well, let me start with today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guests and members belong solely to the guests and members and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Jeff Monin, or Myers Metal Detectors. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's just what we're going to do today, right, Jeff?
It is indeed. It is indeed. And I guess there's a lot of places in our fair land and all around the world that are snowy.
Yes, I saw Tom Becker's picture, and I think he had 17 inches of snow on the ground. So
yeah, and I talked to the Diggin' Canuck today, and I think they had like 18 inches.
well, that is really tough. And you know, guys, I had to go onto the beach today, and I wore shorts, and I had to put on a flannel shirt because it was cold. But I did manage to score a little bit of stuff. Got that. I got a bunch of coins, and Jocelyn got another silver ring. So everybody's happy.
And you were using
I was using the name of the detector on your shirt. I was using the Tersace.
Tarsace, which is Demeter is coming back on in June.
Which I've been thinking, Jeff, I might have to turn the sensitivity down on it because that thing goes a couple feet deep on coins, and sometimes it just gets to be too much.
There's too much digging going on. You know.
And I got some feedback here, so just give me 1 second. Go right ahead, Jeff. Sorry about that.
People, tonight is going to be a really good show. You're going to meet him for the very first time, I think, for most of you, and you're going to be just thrilled. It's going to be a really good discussion tonight. You're going to learn stuff that maybe you didn't know, maybe you did know. But our guest tonight is the owner and Detector Pro, and he makes a lot of different things, and we're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to just cover everything. So if you have any questions that we did not get across to Carter, please put them in the chat. We'll do the best we can to field your questions. Jocelyn will be monitoring Treasure Talk Facebook. I've got pretty much everything else I'm monitoring. So, and now we tell all your friends, we are now streaming live on Twitter as well and working on TikTok. So you never know where you're going to see us. So as the time gets, before it gets away from us, let's go ahead and let's bring our special guest on tonight, the owner of Detector Pro, as you well know, the Gray Ghost brand, as Carter Pennington. Let's bring him on. Hi, Carter.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome, Carter. And before we get started, because I know we're going to have a lot of questions, why don't you tell everybody where you're at and how long you give a brief bio, how long you've been detecting and what you've been up to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still upstate New York. Been here for a long time. Started metal detecting back in 1973. So this May will be 49 years. Just love the hobby, and I've known the previous owner of Detector Pro for 40 years now. And back in 81, 82 is when I first met him, and he recently retired about 4 years ago. So I ended up taking over Detector Pro. So we've been working together and detecting together and scuba diving together for a long time. And I still try to get out as much as possible.
Awesome. So what detectors, go ahead real quick, tell us what detectors you've used. And just hand
Oh,
me that phone.
you want to know what I currently use or what I've used over the years?
Current and what you used in the past. Go right ahead. You can
Oh God.
run through
Okay,
them.
you know what? I'm gonna make you laugh because I actually have something here. This is my first one. This this goes back to 1973. Just I can hold it up here. This is a D-Tex Tiny Tex. Okay, it's got a 4-inch surge coil that, as you can see, is molded like one piece, and the whole thing is maybe now 30 inches tall, if that. When I try to hold it now, it's a foot off the ground. But back in the day when I used it, I used to ride my bicycle around, and you could actually see all the wear marks on the shaft from it rattling on my handlebars. But back then, it was you dug everything. They were BFO machines. Uh, there was no discriminate back then. So anything you heard, you dug. And I was told by family members it was just a fad, and here we are. It's obviously not a fad, but it's I started out with this. I went to the Coin Master 2 after that. Then I went to the Red Baron VLF SPD in the late 70s. Then the early 80s, that Fisher 1220 came out, and that was a great little machine. Used that for a while. Then I went back to the whites with the DI Series 3, the Eagle 2. Just going by memory now. During that time when I started diving in 83, I was using the Garrett C Hunter XL 500 pulse machine. So I've been through quite a few over the years. And then when the Sovereign came out in the early 90s, that's when I told you Gary had that idea to make the Excalibur, because we were diving and he's like, this thing works so great, let's see if we can make a waterproof housing, and he did. So that's the current design now that people use was actually designed by Gary Storm.
And he was the previous owner of Detector Post.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
So I know you make you manufacture the IntelliCharger for the Excalibur 2, correct?
Yes, I actually did that for myself, because what I found is I would charge my batteries up and it wouldn't tell me when they're ready. And sometimes the battery pack would get warm, which got me a little nervous. So
Yes.
I had a intelligent charger design, and all it does is when it reaches its peak, it'll cut it off and trickle charge. So this way you're not overcharging your battery.
Right. And that
Fantastic invention.
that was because I think that's why the batteries failed, because people stick them on there and just charge them for weeks on end.
Well, you forget too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the next day you grab your battery pack and it's hot.
right. So, folks, if you have an older Excalibur 2 or Excalibur, it works with all the Excalibur models.
Mhm.
That IntelliCharger, which we stock at the shop, is a good option for
Oh,
that.
it's a great option because I
Yes.
think too, getting that battery in there was so hot. I think it expanded some of the stuff in the waterproof housing the battery sits in. I think it
Mhm.
caused leaks too.
Very possible. Yeah.
It's
You know,
possible. If you heat something up and stick it in cold water, that could be definitely a problem.
Mhm.
So, what other new products do you have on the board right now you're working on?
Well, we have a line of land headphones, and then we have what's called the amphibian. That's already out there. It's the waterproof headphone we make for the CTX, for the Equinox, for the AT Pros. The one that you could actually dive with. Um, but with the land headphones, I had a few requests from people saying that they'd like to be able to hear their Equinox a little better, asking if I could make headphones with speakers that aren't submersible. So what I did was I made a few of our models um, with speakers, but they have the waterproof connector. So that's what's new that's going to be coming out this month are headphones made specifically for the Equinox that are land headphones as opposed to waterproof diving headphones.
Yeah, so the quality of sound will probably be different and better theoretically with the
Yeah,
land headphone.
there are people that have really good hearing that said they could hear the nuances with the speakers and they really like it. You're talking to the wrong person though. For me, I just want it loud. My
Yeah,
hearing's not as great as it was years ago. So, I'm looking more for the volume, and that's why we make our amphibians to really give you a nice solid hit. Turn that Equinox volume up to 25 and you'll be able to hear it even in the surf.
right. That's what I like about those headphones. You can hear it even in the loud environment around you. But
Mhm.
I guess, yeah, for dirt or land hunting, a better quality sound might be more important because you're trying to distinguish targets
Right.
easier. And through
Right.
iron and different stuff. I could see that being
Mhm.
a benefit to a user. So now on the Equinox, now you have that for other detectors too, right?
Yes, yeah. We have well, obviously the headphones come with a quarter-inch jack, which is for generally everything, but we can also do the other headphones with a CTX connector and also an AT Pro connector.
Okay, so that headphone for the Equinox with the that jack is waterproof, but what's on your head is not,
That's
correct?
correct. That's correct. You can
So
take it out. It's rainproof. You don't have to worry about that, but you cannot submerge it because there are actually speakers in there. Whereas with waterproof headphones, it's not a speaker as the normal speaker. It's what's called a piezo, which is a metal plate, and that gets sealed heavily with like a silicone. And so you can only get so much sound out of a metal plate in terms of quality. But with the speakers, you get much better quality sound, but the drawback is you can't take them underwater.
absolutely. So that would be an option for somebody who wants to shallow water hunt
Yep.
or relic hunt, coin hunt. They have better quality of sound of the
Yep.
target to distinguish with. And I'm
I
starting to
got
get.
a question.
Go ahead, Jeff.
What about with the DS2 on our horizon shortly, I hope.
Mhm.
And I think when we talked earlier, Carter, you're waiting for yours as well. Those bone headphones. Are
Mhm.
you going to work on anything like that? Gray Ghost bone phones?
Yes. Well, right now for the Deus, we make Grey Ghost headphones that has the adapter on it, so you could take your receiver from the Deus and clip it onto your headset, so it's wireless. And those are good for cold weather. You want to hear really well. It's a big help
Hmm.
having those. I'm going to try to do the same headphones for the Deus 2, and I should have that machine within a few days, hopefully. And so I'll be working on the headphones for that, and also field testing it. I like field testing machines and going out and doing comparisons, and I look forward to taking that out because I'm hearing all sorts of claims about that machine hitting 14 inches on a nickel with a 9-inch coil, which is
Yeah,
that's PI territory. That's impressive.
yeah. And also, what about waterproof uh, phones for the Deus 2?
You know what? I have to look at the Deus 2 when I get it, but that's something we definitely want to work on too. Not just the wireless, but waterproof as well. I mean, they're saying this thing is submersible, so
Yep.
it'd be great to try out.
Yeah, down to 66 feet, as I understand it.
Wow, wow, that
So
covers me. My diving's only up to about 40. The type of diving I do, so that'll be perfect. Boy, that'd be a fun machine to take diving. That'd be
Yes,
well,
sir.
very
it's going to be good for us because when Phil and I hunt, Phil hunts chest deep and I'm out to here, so
okay.
everything will be submerged. Um, so
Yeah,
that Deus 2 is going to be it's going to be a game changer, I do believe.
yeah, yeah. I look forward to testing it out. That's for sure.
Yeah, the consumer gets the best always because the competition with different manufacturers. So
Hmm.
hopefully Deus has stepped up its game and will be out there competing. I know they're a little more pricey than MindLab or
Hmm.
even the Legend that's supposed to be coming out here shortly. So
Hmm.
we'll see. Now speaking of the Legend, now do you have headphones for the Simplex now,
Yes,
correct?
yes. We have
So,
amphibian headphones made for the Simplex and the Multi Cruise.
right. So, and they're the same one for both, correct?
Yes, same headset works on both.
Right. And that's waterproof also.
Correct. It's the same style amphibian that we make for the Equinox, just different cable and plug setup.
Right. I think I have them in stock in the shop. So if somebody wants to put some waterproof headphones on those, they can do that. Now, I wonder if the Legend is going to use the same headphone. I hope so.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they use the same connector. I mean, they use what they call the M12 connector, which is a real good, reliable one. Same one that the CTX 3030 uses. So it's a good, reliable plug. And yeah, I'm hoping they use the same one.
Yeah, because I love my headphones, my amphibians. I use them on my Equinox, and also I've got one hardwired onto my Excalibur too. Now you don't
Nice.
do that part of it, do you?
No, I don't do the hard. There's a lot of guys out there that do the wiring, but we don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now do you run them on your Excalibur or no? You're diving, and how deep are they rated for? those
Oh,
amphibians?
the amphibians are rated for 200 feet, so it'll go deeper than I'm ever going to go.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
then I'm safe. If somebody wants to dive with my Excalibur 2, they could do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely fine.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking they were only rated to 10 feet, but I guess I stand corrected.
Nope.
So, so if folks want to go deeper with their Equinox and it's supposed to go, the headphones will work. Maybe the
Yeah,
Equinox.
the headphones will go beyond the depth of the Equinox for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Mm.
Oh goodness. All right, and you have other products you're coming out with now, or
Well, just nothing brand new right at the moment. One thing we're working on that's I'm excited about that should be available in April. I'm trying to be conservative with my dates now. The biggest challenge, believe it or not, is getting parts for. I mean, you hear it on the news all the time. So many places are out of parts, and all you need is to miss one part, and it holds your whole project up. So I've been
yes,
through that a couple of times. But I'm working on what's called the Uniprobe. You guys remember that from a few years back?
Yeah.
That Gary came out with the Uniprobe.
Yeah, but all your controls and everything was in your headphones, and you just had the shaft down there.
Yeah, well, what it is that's the old style detector. This what I'm talking about is a set of Graygo's headphones, and built into the headphones is an actual metal detector, a little circuit board in there that controls your probe. So they call it the Uniprobe. What it does is it'll plug into your Equinox. Let's say I'm using that as an example, and you'll hear the machine as you're detecting. Once you get a signal, you kneel down, you just go and flick a switch on your headset. Now your probe is running.
Oh, okay, okay,
Okay?
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah. Now I
those.
know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
I remember those.
And the,
Yeah.
the the depth range I'm getting on these things, like I take out I have a Garrett, I have the Technics, I have the Lander C probe, everything. If you take a dime, or a nickel, you're getting inch and a half, if you're lucky, 2 inches on those with those probes. With the pulse probe, the Uniprobe, it's consistently 4.5 to 5 inches. So it's got some really good depth on it, which I'm excited about. And because it's pulse circuitry, you could use it in the rough dirt, the mineralization, or salt water, things that usually cause your probe to chatter or make noise. This will work because of the pulse circuitry. So I'm looking to get this coming out in April, and I'll be doing a video on it. Show people how it works and all. But it's different because normally when you go to use your pinpointer, you press it, you wait for it to go on, you put it down. Sometimes, for me at least, I have to remove a cup on my ear so I can hear the probe when I have it in the hole. When we're going this thing in time, everything's in your ears. You flick the switch, your machine cuts off, you just hear the probe. When you're done, you flick the switch back and start detecting.
It's kind of like the Deus right now. I use my MI6 pinpointer, and as soon as I click it on, it shuts the coil down, and now
Yeah.
all I've got in my ear is the pinpointer. So
Works.
you're not constantly taking headphones off and on, off and on.
It works the exact same way.
Yep,
That's
so
it.
that's
And
going to be
we're gonna have it.
cool.
What's that?
That's going to be cool.
We're going to make it with the 1/4 inch plug, for every machine, but I'm also going to do it with the Equinox plug, the CTX, and the AT Pro. So this way we can get all the machines covered.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one coming out.
And lately at the shop, we're now in our winter season, although I was on the beach today, but we're in a winter season here in Florida. So now all the beach hunters, or a lot of them, have jumped over to dirt hunting.
Yeah.
And, unless it's a negative tide, like today was a negative 1.0. So that's
Okay.
why I was on the beach, because the water in Tampa Bay is way out. The whole swim area on the locals beaches was completely
So
empty.
you had a negative
Up
1 foot.
north.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you had a negative 1 foot tide.
1.0.
So was that a negative 1 foot?
I guess that's what that is. I never,
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I
just
think
know it's
that's a fantastic low tide. We don't get those too often around here. In the Northeast, in January, February, we get a couple that are sometimes 1.2 or 1.3. And as soon as we hear that, we run out, no matter how cold it is.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's how it was today. My wife was asking why I went out there, and I said, well, it's a negative 1.0, and I guess it's negative 1 foot. I guess that's what that meant. But
Excellent.
I've been doing this for a long time, not quite as long as you, and I just know that if I go out there, the whole swim area is now wet sand, and I
Yeah.
can cover a lot more ground. And
Yeah.
people are asking what I found. I found one of these guys here. I found Jesus.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
And then I did find a silver ring, and I found a whole lot of coins. So that's what I
Nice.
found.
And
But-
yes, everybody up north, Phil is rubbing it in that he was on the beach today wearing shorts and a flannel shirt, and you were up there in Christmas land shoveling
Yeah.
2 or 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, I didn't have that much snow, but I
He
was
is rubbing
shoveling
it
snow.
in.
I was definitely shoveling snow today, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I saw on Facebook on the Treasure Talk page, Tom Becker had posted a picture with a ruler, and it was 17 inches. And I was thinking, I'm complaining I got to wear a flannel shirt when I'm on the beach, because I'm wearing my shorts and my dive booties and a flannel shirt. So
And you only had a foot of
Let's tell you what we
sunshine
can do.
today.
We could continue this conversation next time a hurricane comes in your weather, and I'm just sitting here watching on TV.
yes,
we don't have those
about
problems.
1 foot of sunshine.
It's a trade-off.
today. I don't know.
yeah, we have one
It's a
foot of
trade-off.
sunshine, right? Yeah. So anyway, what I was getting to when I was saying that people are into dirt digging, you guys manufacture these guys here,
Yes.
which are the pouches.
Yep.
This is the what do they call this? The catch-all pouch,
Catch-all pouch. Yep.
and then the ultimate catch-all.
Yep.
And these are popular in the shop this time of year. In the summertime, not so much, but this time of year, everybody's coin and relic hunting, and they
Yep.
just love these pouches. As you can see, it's open, holds your pinpointer, can hold a whole lot of stuff in there. And I think you told me on the phone that you're coming out with some bigger ones.
Actually, I've had a few people that say where they go, they just fill that pouch up too quick because it's 10 inches deep, which is, pretty much what I've been using for years now. But I said, you know what? I'll come out with the ultimate deep catch-all pouch. So this is what we have now. It'll be here this month. It's 14 inches instead of 10 inches.
14
Everything else,
deep depth.
everything else is the same. 14 depth. Yep. Everything else is the same, but it holds a lot of stuff.
Make a nice purse.
Right. My wife just said it would make a nice purse.
Yeah,
I guess it could be a man purse. So,
No, I want a woman purse. I'll take it.
but it holds a lot of tools, and I like this size here for here in Florida because I'm not backpacking through the woods or
Right.
walking a long ways. When I go
Mhm.
relic hunting, I'm pulling
Yeah.
my truck up to a lot, and then I'm hunting it. So this
Yeah.
is perfect size for us here. But that's exciting. I'll carry the new size at the shop, and I'm sure I'll have some people who want something slightly
Nice.
bigger for sure.
Show the belt on it, Phil. We got a question from Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing. They want to see the belt that's onto the pouch,
That is the belt clip.
the width of it and stuff.
And what is the width? Isn't it around 50 some you could make this
Oh,
to?
I think that's going to fit anybody pretty much. It's big. You can
Yeah.
make that belt really big.
Yes, yeah. And I have some big customers and it fit them just fine. But it's
But it's not one of those little thin belts. It's a little wider, so you don't get it riding up and all that kind of stuff, right?
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a super pouch. And this is the ultimate one. So it's got this metal in it that it holds it open if you want it open.
You know, another good thing about that, there's some of the pouches out there that just get heavy as they can be, and that one doesn't. So I got to get me another one of those, Phil. So save me an ultimate pouch.
Yeah, because it also has the mesh in the bottom, so all your dirt drains when you
Well,
put your relic in there. So
That's pretty much one of the main reasons when I designed that pouch. I said, I come home and I emptied it, and half of it was dirt. So I figured, why not put some mesh in there to let it, sift through a little bit.
yeah, it drains, so you don't have all that dirt with you.
Yeah.
So, folks, if you order one of these off of my website, or if I ship it to you, of course, we're going to load you up with a 2022 calendar too, with
And some stickers.
some pretty big beach scenes on it. So while they're up there in their snow, they can look at those pretty beach scenes for sure. And Jocelyn is handing me Bob Bolton is asking, and you can answer this, Carter. He wants some tips for beach hunting, I guess after storms.
Okay. Well, again, if you're familiar with your beaches, that helps a lot. I know a lot of you guys down in Florida, especially in that shipwreck area, you know when that topography changes, what's going to look good, what has potential. It's the same thing for us up here. I look for the cuts. You want to everything settles on rock bottom. So you want to go if you see a depression or you see an area where the beach looks like it's lower than usual. Take a scoop with your sifter and see if you're hitting anything hard. Because if you are, you're in luck. We try to get to spots where we hit where the clay rock. All the good targets are down there in the clay rock. So that I don't find much at all in the loose sand. It all seems to settle. So that's what I would look for. I'm not sure what kind of machine he's using when he goes. I use the White's PI, and that's a good deep unit. I don't know if you guys have used that down there.
Yeah,
It's
I've used the Surf PI Pro and
it's a
the dual
TDI
fields.
beach.
And
Yep.
I used the TAI Beach for a while, and I actually sold it. That was an extremely deep detector.
Oh yeah, and I actually upgraded by just putting a slightly stronger battery, and it
Right.
really did add a couple inches. And but
Yeah,
you'll dig down 16 inches, 18 inches for a nickel. It's a pretty impressive machine
yeah,
for the beach. But it depends what kind of hunting you want to do. But yeah, what to look for, you definitely want to look for areas where your targets will be caught up, which will be the rocks and clay.
yeah.
Now, I might dig down 16, 18 inches for 1 or 2 nickels, but that might be it.
Mhm.
That's a
Well,
lot of digging.
Yes.
I've been using the detector that Jeff has on the shirt, the Tarsace with the 12-inch coil. That's what I was using today, and that
Okay.
would hit coins that deep. Absolutely.
Do you guys use pull handles on your sifters at all?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do? Okay, good. Yeah. Now,
I've got-
that was one that came up because I was at the beach. It was in January, and the pole started freezing up and getting sandy, and I couldn't get a grip lifting that heavy bucket of sand. So I decided to say, let me make something indestructible. We give it a lifetime warranty for those pole handles, and
Right.
they really help on those heavy buckets of sand that you're lifting out.
Well,
Yeah.
it saves your back and your wrist and your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got that Raptor full and the D handle. Now here in Florida, we don't use that D handle that much.
Mhm.
I don't sell many of those
Mhm.
here locally, but watch the videos of the guys and they'll have it wet sand hunting and they'll have that D handle on the back of it.
Yep. Yeah.
Was
I
that-
actually have both mounted on my shaft. What I do is I use the D handle on top, and it you know how on the top of the wooden handle you see a slit that kind of gets you centered.
Mhm.
When you're digging, because you can't see where we wade sometimes you're up to your chest. You can't see where your sip is going in. But I put that D handle up there. It helps me guide in. Also, when I'm digging through rocks and whatnot, if you're just holding the wooden handle and you hit rocks or something hard, it'll twist on you. So what I do is I use that D handle to keep it steady as I'm pushing down in there. And once I got the bucket full, I lean down and grab the pull handle to lift it out.
Yeah. Well, that's a good hint there for you guys who want to put two handles on your scoop, especially when you're up north too. Because I don't know. I just here locally, and not many people have done that with the D handle in the back. But
Don't you
it
have
sounds
just a lot of sand down there? I don't know if it's mostly sand. You don't need
Yes.
that. Yeah, so you don't need that D handle. But when you get into a lot of rocks, like I hunt a lot of rocky beaches, then it's a help. But yeah, I could see the
That
the
would
soft
be.
sand. You don't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're mostly sand here and very few rocks. But I'm sure there's on the East Coast and probably further south, there's probably some
Yes.
rocky
Yeah.
beaches
Yeah.
for sure. So how you doing in questions on your end, Jeff?
Well, we got most of them that you're waiting to ask. Somebody wanted to know about pinpointers.
Okay. And he just was talking about the pinpointer in the headphone. So that's a cool product going to come out.
Well, you've got another pinpointer too, don't you, Carter?
Oh
Yeah,
the
we have
Land-
a land or sea waterproof pinpointer. I keep one in my pouch when I go diving, just to have in case it gets really cloudy and I can't see. I'll use it for pinpointing. But it's a pulse circuitry, so I can use it in salt water and also in that hot dirt, like down in Virginia. You could use it down there as well. But it's a waterproof pinpointer.
And how deep is that rated for?
It's rated at best 30 feet. I tell people, try not to take it beyond 20. There's moving parts on there. So, even though it does test 30 feet, mine's lasted a couple of years in my pouch because I make a point of not taking it down below 20. And most sport diving that I do, looking for lost coins and rings or whatever, I'm within 10 to 20 feet.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to start on my list here. Um, this question is from Levy Williams, and he's saying, can the ear cushions be replaced easily on the? I guess it's on the Grey Ghost and all your headphones. Are they?
Yes,
Is that
yes, they
something
can be.
that's
Yep,
available?
yep. You can actually peel them off. It's like a 3M adhesive that holds them in place. But if you carefully, get a good grip on them and pull them back, let's say the padding's cracking, they're old or whatever, you can take them off just by peeling them back slowly. And if people want to contact our service center, we do provide other sets of pads for those headphones.
Okay, awesome,
Yep.
cool. And then this question is from Susan Betty, and she's asking, or Beatty rather, she's asking, in your opinion, what is the best detector for a beginner?
Oof. Well, there's a lot of good ones out there to get going. I got to tell you, I've tested a lot of beginner machines, and there's one out there that actually performs like some of the better machines, and that's a Simplex. That machine, I've done some extensive testing, and it's very simple to use. Um, it's I don't know if it's for a kid, but if you're an adult beginner, I think it's something that is affordable and pretty easy to use. And for performance wise, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Naka is a real, I guess, cost saver for people because they're
Mhm.
extremely affordable,
Yeah.
and we do stock them. And they did have the Christmas special, which actually had two coils and the wireless headphones, and it was $339.
Hmm.
Now, it's not
Wow.
going to perform the same as your Equinox because it's
Yeah.
single frequency, but
That's right. That's
it's
right.
it's a good detector to get started and make sure you love the hobby.
Well, that's the thing is some people will buy it and then it sits in the closet. They decide it's not for them. So you're better off starting with something like that as opposed to getting a Deus or an Equinox off the bat.
Well, the Deus would be a bit much for a beginner.
Oh
No,
no,
the
no
day,
doubt about that.
no, they need to start with the Deus too.
That's right.
It's a metal detector salesman in me. Yeah, they got to start with a Deus too, or a CTX. That's the
Yeah.
best one to start with. Just kidding. People know that. My sense of humor. Okay, then Chuck Martin is asking about for the Excalibur 2. Um, oh yes, I guess he's asking, and I guess all the question is in here. If he wanted to have the Grey Ghost on him, yeah, he'd have to send it somewhere to get them installed.
Right. There
And
are several people in the forums and whatnot that advertise that they'll go ahead and install the aftermarket headphones.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's something I don't do. I could sell them
Mhm.
headphones, but I can't
Right.
install them for them. I just don't have
Yep.
the time to do that.
Right.
And I was looking at the new. I think I must have got an email from you. The new Equinox land headphones that you had.
Yes. Yes.
Now, are they Black Widows or what are they?
Oh, it's actually we do it for the Black Widow. We do it for the NDTs. We do it for the Grey Ghost Originals. There's several headphones that we make now that's exclusively made for the Equinox. These are land headphones with speakers as opposed to that amphibian waterproof one.
Well, that's okay, and this one, and I don't know. I guess you do have because I have sold the Grey Ghost for the AT Pro. They also work on the C Hunter Mark II
Hmm.
because I've sold people headphones that they didn't want to go in the water, but they wanted to use it in the wet sand, and they
Right.
just wanted a good headphone, and
Right.
they just loved that. But Brian King is saying he bought a C Hunter Mark II from Phil, and he said I dig to China now often. So
So
yeah,
he's the one that's responsible for COVID.
yeah, it leaked over because he dumped
Thanks,
that oil.
Brian.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this is a good question. The, right now, the Equinox, the volume control is in the detector. Originally, you guys had them on the headphone.
That's right. Originally, we made the amphibians with the volume control. And we realized, we don't need this. So we stopped it with the volume control, and we make it now just one solid unit, one solid cup as opposed to having that volume pot on there, which is problematic because eventually over time, salt water finds its way into everything.
Absolutely.
So it's much better, like now, much more durable, the design we have right now. And like I say, most machines, you adjust the volume in the machine.
Right. Now, the only thing is with the AT Pro,
Yes,
you don't have that anymore.
that's right. AT Pro's loud.
Yeah.
So you get for the AT Pro, it's definitely loud because they don't have a volume control.
Right. And there's no way to turn that volume down. Whereas on the AT Max, you can take and turn the volume down through the detector.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we got a question from Tom Becker in Snowy, Ohio. Wants to know if you make a low latency headphone.
Oh, you talk about a wireless?
We did that one.
I believe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, latency usually refers to the response time for a wireless headphone. We do have wireless for the AT Pro, AT Max, and for the CTX 3030. That's currently what we have available right now for wireless headphones.
Okay.
Yep.
What was the ones you had available for?
AT Pro, AT Max, and the CTX 3030.
Because someone was also asking, will you or do you make wireless versions of the amphibians?
Wireless versions for waterproof headphones?
Yes.
No,
And,
no.
yes.
You lose your signal if you
the
want to
house
make.
goes underwater, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess they were wanting waterproof ones, so if they dropped them in their wireless headphones in the water, they wouldn't.
Oh.
They
No,
wouldn't.
these are water resistant, but they're not waterproof.
Right.
You have a charging port. You got connectors. It would be very difficult to make that totally waterproof.
Okay. And then Shannon Bortner's asking, do you make a wireless for the Simplex?
No, we have not designed anything for the Simplex yet. I haven't had a huge demand for that. A lot for the ATs and a lot for the CTXs, but not much for the Simplex.
Yeah,
or the multi-cruiser for that matter, because they do make their own wireless.
Yeah, they make their own wireless and they're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah,
mistake.
exactly.
And it's and I think they might have their own proprietary. I don't think it's Bluetooth. I think it might be their whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I haven't checked it in yet for the Nocta stuff. I haven't done that.
Okay. Hey, one thing I wanted to talk about was the another product you make. You make the Detector Pal, right? Was that your design?
Yeah, it's called the Detecting Pal, and it's just a sling that you wear over your shoulder, and it clips onto your metal detector. It takes the weight off your wrist and your arm. So that was originally designed when I was using that CTX 3030 on land for a while with the big coil, and this definitely helped because now you swing it along. It's like a pendulum. You don't even feel it in your arm at all.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a really good addition, for some of our friends that are members of the Blue Spade Society that are, disabled in some way. That could really extend their detecting time.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's something I stock in the shop, and I do sell that a lot to people. Even though the Equinox and the Simplex and other detectors are light, they still put that on there, and I tell them get a smaller coil also.
Yeah.
And that'll make their detecting easier with
Right.
the lighter with the Detecting Pal. And I've sold quite a few of them. That is a popular product. And it's not just for those big heavy detectors that we used to swing. You can put on a light detector too and make it even lighter.
Oh, you go all day with it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. You can hunt longer. All righty. Well, let me keep going on my list of questions here. And Jeff, anytime you got some, just jump in.
Well, Mike or Tom Becker wanted to know about the cord on your headphones. It is the like the telephone cord, the curly cord, and then it's got a straight piece at the bottom.
Yep.
It goes into the detector, correct? You got any headphones there, Phil?
I thought I had one. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is.
Right in front of you, probably.
I sold it. No, it's right here. And this is for the Equinox, this one here. But we have them for the CTX, the AT Pro, the what is it? The knockout product. So yeah, it does have the telephone stretchy
Yeah,
on it.
the stretch. I don't know what's the proper term for that cord.
It's
But
just a it's just a coiled section. We call it the
Coiled
coiled.
section of the cord.
I
Yeah.
always call it a telephone cord. Of course, yeah, that tells you how old I am.
I was going to say, Jeff, that's dating us. We shouldn't be
I
saying that.
know. Well, see, when I was a kid, you didn't even have those. You just had a straight. It was
Yeah.
straight and got tangled.
Oh goodness. So that's the type of cord there.
Somebody might be off of YouTube wants to know about the Gauntlet Gloves.
Yes, yes. The Gauntlet Gloves. This is something that was designed out of necessity. Gary Storm and I, we're out there in the water when it's the water temps in the 30s and the air temp could be in the teens. It doesn't matter. We get dressed properly and get out there. But the problem is our hands used to freeze with regular wading gloves. And the problem is the hands were not big enough to put anything underneath. So I designed the Gauntlet Gloves. They're simply gloves for wading, but they have larger hands in terms of girth. So you could actually wear a winter glove underneath. And this way you don't lose feeling in your hands. So those are only for us crazy people up north that go out in this 0-degree weather. I don't think you guys in Florida are going to need them.
Yeah, maybe not, because our water doesn't really get that cold. I mean, it's
Yeah.
60s, but
60, yeah, that's bath water.
is it? Well,
Yeah.
I don't get into it till it's 80.
Oh God.
Sometimes not even then.
Yeah, it'll get close to 90 when it's hurricane season.
Mm.
It-
The Detector Pal.
It'll be I don't see where it's at. Where
Last one.
she's Bob Bolton says I use the Detector Pal and it works as it's advertised. Yeah, it gets the weight off of your arm and you can hunt all day with that. So that's a good item. Let me keep going down my list. Oh, let's talk about the do you make a shovel holder? And I know I've got that in the shop, so that fits all your T-handled shovels.
That's it. All the Lesh style handles, anything similar in size, and it's just made of a special material where it's not rigid. It's flexible, so you clip your shovel in there and get it out easily when you need it, and it just frees your hand up. That's all.
Yeah, I've got that at the shop, and that's made out of some type of heavy-duty plastic, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. That gives enough where you could snap it in and out pretty easily. I also made one change to it. You'll see it in the new ones when you get them. I have to update the pictures on our website as well, but this one currently just slips over your belt, right? But the one that I'm having now, it's the exact same design, but I put 2 slits in there so you could run a belt through it.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, so you can work it either way. You can clip it on like I do, or if you have a belt and you just want it on your jeans and wear it that way, you could run a belt through it.
Okay. And then I see I must have got an email from you, and you're talking about some new products. The Trowel Holster.
Yes, that's something that is just how to describe, maybe about 4 or 5 inches, and it goes on your belt. And if you use a trowel to dig, this is designed to hold that trowel. It's got a little bolt coming out. It's hard to describe it in the middle where you put your trowel down and it will hold it in place from slipping all the way through. So it's just a handy little thing if you use a trowel to dig.
Okay, now that's what type of trowel is that? Is that the like a Lesh?
Yeah, exactly. It's not the blade. It's not like I use a Lesh blades like a 7
More
inches.
like a triangle trowel.
Well, yeah, like exactly like where the bottom has an angle on it, like that. It's just like a standard digging trowel. It's like a gardening trowel almost. Some people use those for digging. So if you do, this holster is inexpensive. It's just something to.
Is that product on your website?
No, that's being added this week as well.
Yep. Oh, okay.
So what is your website, Carter?
It's just detectorpro.com.
Detectorpro.com.
Yeah, so people can see the pictures because it'll take a little while after Carter gets it on his website for me to get it onto my site. So, and a lot of times I don't have everything on my site. So if you need something, I'm not the fastest guy to put it on the website. So,
but he always has it in stock.
Yeah, we always try to keep it in stock, but we might not have it Yeah, we might not have it on the website yet. So
Do you have, sorry, Phil, but Carter, do you have the Gauntlet gloves that will fit for women?
No, no, these gloves, I mean, for women, realistically, the current gauntlet gloves that are out there now, with the size that they use, for your average woman, she'll be able to wear a glove and use it. But for guys, like I cannot put my hand in those with a glove on. That's why I made these with larger hands. But I think for women, just a standard gauntlet glove should work for them, and they'd be able to wear something underneath.
Oh, okay. That's what they were wanting to know.
Yep.
all righty. And Jeff,
Well,
I think are we doing?
I'm fixing to.
There it is. I think Carter's going to donate something tonight.
He is indeed. And what Carter is doing as a giveaway tonight is the headphone of your choice from Detector Pro.
Nice.
You know, whichever one that you want for the detector you have is the one you're going to get. So what we had to do, as we always do, we had almost 300 entries for this giveaway, and you have to use a phrase that I come up with, and the phrase was "Gray Ghost, rock it out." So you entered in that. I tabulated all of the names of Facebook, of YouTube, and we have our winners. And so, as the rules are, once I announce your name, you'll have 3 minutes to either text or Facebook Messenger. My phone number, Phil's phone number is scrolling along the bottom. If you're watching on YouTube, you pretty much got a text, or you go with Facebook Messenger to either Phil or myself within 3 minutes of tell us who you are, that you are here. Then what you must do is you must, for this particular one, you have to send over your info, your name, address, phone number, what detector you have for the headphones to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. That's the only way you're going to get your prize. I can forward that to Carter. He'll get your prize out to you. So with that being said, it's time for the drawing. So it is, we've been on for 48 minutes. So at 7:51, I'm going to draw another name if you don't respond. So Jerry Burbaugh, you won the Detector Pro Gray Ghost headphones of your choice. You got 3 minutes to text or Facebook Messenger, Phil or myself.
Do we
Nice.
have do we have background music while you're waiting for those 3 minutes?
No,
we're gonna-
when you're talking.
Jerry Burball is here.
Oh,
He says, "Thanks, guys." He's over on the East Coast. I think he's a
Did
member.
you get the? Did you get the?
Yeah,
Did he
he just
contact you, Phil?
Yeah, he just texted it through, so he knows he's got to email you his information, Jeff.
Yep.
So yeah, I think he's over on the East Coast area, and I think he's a member of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. So, which
so.
that's that's a great segue into me reminding everybody in the Tampa Bay area tomorrow night is the Metal Detecting Club here in Tampa, and if you want information on that, it's wsas.club is their website. And of course, wsas.club is on Facebook too. So you can find the meeting location. Starts at 7 o'clock, and I think they have roughly 100 members. And probably with COVID, they'll still get 40 people come out.
Yep.
So
And there is the email to send it in.
yeah, so Jerry's going to get some awesome headphones. Thank you for doing that, Carter.
you're welcome.
And are you in any metal detecting clubs?
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, there's a couple of clubs. I mean, years ago, we had what was called the Staten Island History Hunters. When John Marchese was running it, it was an excellent club, but I haven't been down there in a few years. But we have the Putnam Westchester Club up here, and it's run out of name of the town now. It's near Danbury, Connecticut. It's Brewster, New York, is where it's out of, where they hold their monthly meetings, and that's a really good club as well. People bring their finds every month and show what they get. So it's a very very interactive club. So that's the main club that I'm involved with now.
Yeah, I always tell people to join a club, especially if they're new. because you'll learn a lot from other people like yourself who've been doing this a long time.
Mhm.
You just can't help but learn something at a metal detecting club from the members. Because I
Mhm.
know everybody was a beginner one day and had to learn, so
Yep.
it's nice doing that. Hey, I did want to ask you about the some headphones. I haven't sold too many of them, but I have friends out in Arizona way, and they have bought the Rattler headphones
Mhm.
from me.
Mhm.
And those, was that one of your designs?
No, no, that actually Gary did that years ago because some people just want one ear. They want one ear open while they're in the woods hunting, and they want to have one ear to hear, and that's it. So this is just a design with one cup. And I don't use it myself personally, but I certainly know a lot of people who prefer to have one ear open.
Yeah, I've got friends who like that one ear open, especially because in my town the old areas aren't exactly the best areas to hunt
Yeah,
in, so
you
you
got that.
can
Yep,
you hear what's around you. Nobody walks up on you
that's right.
when you have
That's right.
that other
That's,
ear open. So that is a neat
mhm.
product, and that's available for the Equinox also.
That's correct. That's
Yeah,
correct.
that's really cool. So let me keep going with my questions. And do you guys make any metal detectors?
No, we actually for years, Gary way back when did the Pirate and Pirate Pro.
Yes.
Basically, it's a Fisher 1280X electronics. He actually licensed it from Fisher when he first came out with his machines. So he actually did a better coil, so it was a better performing machine than the 1280X. But that's such old technology. We stopped doing that, and now we're working on some other stuff. But I really can't, get into it. As I get closer, I'd love to tell you guys about it and start talking when we get closer. But we're in the phase right now of testing out new technology. I shouldn't say new. It's newer compared to the 1280X that we were making. So right now we're not making any machines at all. We're just making the accessories, the headphones, and like I said, the Uniprobe we're working on now.
Right. And I thought you had a PI detector also.
That was also in the same what they call the headhunter design, where the electronics were built into the headphones, and
Right.
that was something that we're looking to come out with again. But again, I can't announce anything until it's actually done. I'd like to talk about it, but I'm kind of like I want to wait until it's here and I see it working just the way we want it to,
Right.
and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's a neat unit because it had good depth. It was a PI circuit. It had no weight to it, which was the best part. You could
Right.
take it down to the beach and swing all day with it because all the electronics were in your headphones.
Right. I think
Well, as soon as you get it ready, just get up with me. We'll get you back on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll definitely let you guys know.
yeah, I thought that was I sold a couple of the ones with the all the electronics in the headphones. And
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, you guys put a Nell coil on it, didn't you? Am I
Yeah, you were able to do that. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
able to put the nail coils on this one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be exciting when you get that done. But I understand you're not wanting to talk about it because the other manufacturers, they've been talking about a lot of stuff that we're just sitting here waiting for it
Yeah,
to come
my
in.
JF2.
I've seen that so many times. Yeah, we're definitely coming out next month, and then 3, 4, 5 months down the road. So I definitely do not want to do that and lead people on. So as soon as it's ready, you guys will know right away.
Yeah, because nobody, I don't like telling my customers, well, you can pre-order it if you want, but I try to say,
Right.
don't do it because I don't want to take your money until
Mhm.
I have the product in my hand, really.
That's right. That's right.
Well, it's a lot less aggravating, and you don't. And when you tell people it's going to be here, it's going to be here, and then they got to wait another 3 months, they kind of get steamed a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
want to
And,
see that happen.
and the thing of it is, with Phil for Myers metal detectors, when it's available, when you have it available, Carter, he'll have it in stock. He's not like some of these that, oh, I can get it, I'll get it, I'll get it. And then they got to send it to you so you can send it out. Phil has it in stock. So people
Yeah,
Right.
go in
I try
stock,
to
put their hands on it, try it. He's one of the only people in the world, I think, that keeps everything in stock.
well,
Nice.
we try to. I don't know
Nice.
if we are, but we try our best. There's a couple items that are out of stock right now. The one particular is the Coil Tech 10 by 5 coil for the Equinox. That one is, we got 10 in a week ago, and in 2 days they were gone. So I have a few pre-orders on that. So hopefully within a month we'll have some more back in. But that Equinox has been a hot seller.
Sure,
And
it's a good machine. Very
it
good
is.
machine.
It's
I
really-
personally use the larger coil that comes with it. I like that large coil. It's good performing. A lot of coverage, a lot of ground coverage.
Yeah, sometimes it goes too deep though. You know, people
It
say,
does.
"Well, I lost my target." I said, "Just keep digging because it's
That's
there."
it.
You know, so
Yeah,
it's-
and we'll be able to ask Trevor about the Coil Tech coils in a couple weeks.
yeah. So we'll grill. We didn't grill you, Carter, because we didn't have any reason to grill you, but we'll grill Trevor in a couple weeks. Where's the 10x5 coils?
Mhm.
But I'm glad I'm able to get all the products from you. So keep it going. It's,
Thank you.
yeah, it's nice. Your products are extremely good. And folks, if you want to see anything, and if I don't have it and Carter makes it and you want it, just holler at me and I'll make sure we have it in. Let me keep going on my list here. Make sure we've got everything covered. You were talking about back to that pinpointer that's in your headphone. Now, what is that called?
The Uniprobe.
Unipro.
Yep.
And that was like the Detector Pro detector, wasn't it? Couldn't you change
Yes.
it from the probe?
Yes, you could actually unplug your probe cable and then plug in 8-inch or 10-inch coil at the time,
Right.
and so you can use it as a metal detector as well.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a cool product. It just, I
Yep.
guess, in my area, PIs. I used a PI for years, and I didn't mind doing it. But now everybody's using an Equinox, so it's
Mhm.
tough using a PI if everybody else is using a VLF on the beach,
hmm
because you're picking up all the iron junk that's there.
Yeah.
It's just tough to do.
Yep.
And I'm getting too old for that, so I'm not doing that anymore. I am using the Tersace, and it's a modified or a mixed domain technology, and that is a PI, but you've got a target ID display to tell you if it's a negative number, if it's iron or not. So
How does that work for you? Does it do as advertised?
yes, in our area it does extremely well, extremely deep.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but
Okay.
Well, 'cause when I heard about that, I was thinking. You remember when Garrett came out with the ATX,
yes,
and they talked about that one discriminating iron,
yes,
and I remember testing it out extensively, and it did do it, but it had to be pretty close to coil. If you
yes.
had iron at depth, you're still going to hear it. So it really didn't, to my opinion, didn't serve the purpose. But the Versace, I hear the same thing. Well, it discriminates iron. Does it go deep when it discriminates iron, or is it just surface iron that it knocks out?
I would say I dig the really deep targets anyway and get
Okay.
my pull lower. I would say I'm accurate on maybe 10 inches.
Wow, that's impressive.
But I'm new to it. So I'm I haven't used it land hunting yet. I'm just
Okay.
strictly at the beach because I'm learning it. Jeff,
Okay.
did I interrupt you, buddy?
We got a question from YouTube from Treasure Terrain. He wants to know, or they want to know, can I buy a new clip or a belt for my pouch, his catch-all pouch,
Mhm.
because his broke?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
just
we have those as well. I mean, Phil, is it something that you need down there, or is it something the customer needs directly? Ask him if he could just to email info@detectorpro.com, and the
Okay.
customer service will follow up with him right away.
okay.
Yeah, because that'll probably be faster than me getting it in. So yes,
Okay.
have him
Okay.
do that because that way he'll get his product quicker
Yep.
if
Yep.
I don't have that in
Hopefully,
stock.
Treasure Terrain, you heard that, and info at detectorpro.com,
Yep.
and they'll get you taken care of.
Yeah. And I know are we getting close to time, Jeff?
Yeah, we got about 35, 45 seconds.
Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you, Carter, for coming on here. And as soon as you have any new products, just let Jeff know, and we'll probably get you back on. And hopefully, when you do have a new product, I have it here in my hand so we can
Yep.
show the people.
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you guys very much.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for doing the prize, your prize for tonight. That's
Sure thing.
always excellent. And I know Jerry's really going to enjoy those headphones because when his text came across, he just said awesome. So I know he's going to be happy doing that.
Good,
And
good.
thank you, Jocelyn, for helping me. And thank you again, Carter. And thank you,
Okay.
Jeff, for getting everything going here.
All righty. So, Carter, we just can't say thank you enough for you taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you're very busy to come and spend some time with us tonight to answer questions and let us know more about Detector Pro, which is to me one of the best brands out there going. And we sure appreciate you coming by, and we appreciate the giveaway that you did. And we definitely are going to get you back on. I'll be getting up with you soon to get you scheduled for the midsummer.
Okay.
And it was just, you did a great job, and everybody enjoyed it. We thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Thanks
you.
everybody for watching. And next week is going to be Canuck Nation, and then the week after that, we're going to talk with Trevor about some Coiltech coils.
There we go.
Okay.
Everybody,
Hi, Gary.
thanks for watching. Happy hunting.
care.
And Phil,
Yeah, I want to say thanks, everybody, and say hey to Gary. A shout out to Gary Toledo in Arizona.
He's here.
Oh, he's here in Tampa.
here.
Okay, his
Yeah.
family's, I think, here. So he's here. So
and somebody you probably know, Carter, Joe Beechnut says, hey.
Oh, Joe B. Please say hello. He's a great guy. Known him for a while.
He is. He is.
He talk about, I mean, modifications. He knows the Excalibur like nobody else. Bishon Joe's a great guy. Yep.
Yep, he is. So we will see everybody. Remember, Thursday night, we got a great show lined up for Treasure Tale. So everybody be with us on Thursday night. We'll see you then. And so good night, everybody. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Dig deeper, guys. Have fun. Metal detect.
That's right.